Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Brainy Twin Gemini. If you're new, welcome. We'd love for you to be part of our soul tribe and our loving vibe. If you're returning sub, thank you so much for your support, your likes, your subs, your comments. It truly warms my heart from the bottom of my heart for your trust, and I appreciate you also very much. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm merely a messenger on this journey, and I've been told to, do something a little bit different. So I'm, going to flip the cards first, and then I'm not going to do it live. As many of you know, I channel energy in a journal each day, and I strictly flip the cards out of my own entertainment purposes. However, the cards will just appear, and I'm doing something a little bit differently now because I've had requests. I don't know if it's for masculine energy, but several email requests to do the feminine energy as well. What's in the feminine's heart space as of the moment? We live in the moment, and I'm doing feminine energy first, and then I will do masculine energy. As I said earlier, I do 4 cards, 4 being my birth number, merely a messenger on this journey, trying to debunk any of the myths, the untruths out there. A little bit about me personally. I'm a twin back in physical reunion after going through physical separation on our earth here. So here is the feminine energy. And this is what's in their heart space, and then we'll get to the message of if they could say anything to the masculine energy at this moment, what would it be? So we have the faith card here, and the faith card is restoring the faith and the connection. I feel like some of the feminine energy was in a sense of denial, but the faith has always been there, and they've restored the faith in this connection. And this journey is about restoring your faith in general, and you have restored that faith, and you're feeling good, and it's beautiful. This is one of the most important elements on this journey is faith. And there's some, people out there that remove you or further from your faith, and it truly is meant to bring you closer to your faith. There's, some trauma, and that trauma is whatever happened kind of removed you from the faith, but you're getting closer to the faith, and this is very important, and I love it all so much. I love this very much. I literally dreamt about this today, the energy and the 5D connection and telepathy, and the feminine energy is very strongly connected in the 5D. What is 5D? 5D is a different dimension that we're all truly capable of achieving if we meditate, go through this awakening process. We accelerate to this 5D and this telepathy, and you are sending telepathic communication to your divine masculine, and your divine masculine can feel that telepathic communication. You're doing wonderfully, and this faith that you've restored back into your heart is accelerating this 5D connection and this telepathy. And I don't want to get into the logistics of it now because I'm working on a documentary. And by the way, thank you all so much for your participation. If you'd like to participate, send an email to brainytwingemini69@gmail.com. Yes, so very connected. And feminine energy, you may just feel telepathy, and you may feel like your twin is speaking to you and sending you messages. This is real. This is real. And to give you an inclination, sometimes I would be going out shopping, and I would hear these messages like, I love you. And, certain things when I was driving, I need you here, please. And I when we later spoke of it, when we were back in physical reunion, those things were definitely thought of by my twin because we shared this, and there's so much more. So you can hear your masculine energy, and they're thinking of you very, very strongly, and that telepathic and 5D connection is beautiful, and I love it. And lastly, balance. This is such a beautiful thing. This is balanced. Your energy is balanced. As I said, you've restored this faith, you've restored this balance, and you've gotten the rest. You've gotten everything that you need to get back into that healthy heart space and out of the nemesis and the poison of the mind. So if you could say anything to your masculine energy, what would it be? And first and foremost, you inspire me to be a better person. So both of you inspire each other to be a better person, but feminine energy, you want to let the masculine energy know that you're a much better person since meeting them, coming into them in whichever mechanism you did. You're better, you're growing, you're healing, you're coming into your soul purpose, you've restored your faith, you're just better overall. And masculine energy, the feminine wants you to know this. I love it. Removing all the toxic people out of my life. This is done sometimes just effortlessly. So you have these moments where you're saying, no, this isn't working for me. And I know I have to remove this toxicity out of my life in order for them to be momentum forward for me, most importantly for oneself. But I know, like, you've come to this realization that this, whatever's toxic in your life, if it's not removed, you will be, like, the journey towards each other will be stopped and blocked by divine God, our creator. You're meant to just clear that pathway of toxicity. And why is that? Because it's the best thing for you. And masculine energy, I know the masculine has been doing it, but I think you've been doing it simultaneously and not even realizing that you're just almost moving mountains and, you know, to get to each other in the third dimensional world. And it's beautiful. The feminine to masculine, I love you to infinity. This love has no end. It's infinite. And the feminine loves the masculine to infinity. And it's beautiful, and I love it so much. And definitely nothing can sever our soul bond. So feminine energy wants you to know, masculine energy, that nothing can sever the soul bond. There's no amount of interference. There's no amount of karmic cycles, whatever it may be. They know that nothing can sever this soul bond because it is a soul bond so deep, and it is absolutely a fated connection. It's fated even before you even know about it, and you come to each other in the right moment in time. So I love that all so much. So what's in the masculine's heart space as of the moment? And it's always as of the moment. And again, I did this in advance of any of you that know me. I usually just let the cards fall out the way they fall out. If one falls out, I take it. And if 4 falls out, I take it. But these were all the divine cards that fell out as of today, as of the moment. And whatever resonates, resonates. What doesn't, just simply pack it away in your pocket. And this definitely aligns with the energy out there right now. So the masculine energy is feeling a sense of anger, and feminine energy, you may feel that telepathic energy or that 5D energy, as I alluded to earlier. They're hurt. They've overcome these very toxic cycles and drama, and it has to do with a karmic, and they're hurt. And that hurt is always a primary emotion, and then the secondary emotion is anger, and they're angry because they didn't see the truth sooner. It's going to take time for them to heal these wounds. And when they do, there will be incredible momentum forward. It's just the way it works. And to give you an idea and an example, when I went to my twin, because I am predominantly masculine energy, and he's feminine, believe it or not. And it's simply merely just energy. And when I did, and we saw each other, there was that recognition again, that feeling, that comfort, that yearning, ended completely. But one of the first things that he said to me was, "My life is a mess." And he's like, "I just got out of a very difficult situation and a very difficult relationship." And his heart was still healing. We didn't, after that first meeting, we didn't just magically come together. We had to trigger that healing within each other. And there was a lot of anger but there's some anger now, but just know that that is part of the process. So you may be feeling this anger. The masculine energy wants you to know that it's not anger towards you. They're just angry because they didn't see the truth sooner. They were blinded. Their head was in the sand, and they're truly, truly sorry. But they're very more upset with themselves that they didn't see these truths sooner and learn these lessons sooner. But you learn them when you're meant to learn them. A self-worth. This has really, really their self-worth has really taken a hit on this. And when they came into you, they didn't feel that they were worthy of your love. Many of you feminine are very successful and just financially stable. And it was very intimidating for the masculine energy because they already had self-worth issues before they came into you. And this is one of the things that needs to heal. I feel both of you had self-worth issues, and you're worthy. Your worth is a wealth of gold and diamonds, and they're just struggling with this self-worth right now because of this devastating completion of this cycle really did crush their self-worth. And this karmic was constantly going after their worth, which thankfully they saw the light and they got out of it, and they're starting to repair the damage of that self-worth. And again, as I said, they didn't feel worthy of you. They didn't feel like they could give you everything that you deserve. And, sometimes that's why they run. Mostly the running happens because you can't face, your ego, and you can't face what needs to be done at that time. So beautiful. And I want to say that, they're going within and they're finding all of these answers and going within, getting their inner guide. They know that you're divine. You're simply an angel that was sent to them in their life to help them see. And all of that visibility is coming to them now. Is it hurtful when you come in and you just open up this heart and this unconditional love, and then they go into the arms of someone else? Absolutely. It's devastating, and can cause some anger. But just know that it's divine, and they're meant to learn these cycles and karmic lessons because it can't translate into the beauty of your love. And last, I cannot believe this. Oh my gosh, there's a hawk right there sitting on the tree. I'm sorry, that's so significant to me. It just flew by. Very significant. I was just thinking that today. I have not seen nature's messengers for a while. It's been kind of like quiet, and a hawk is so beautiful. Past life connection, spiritual knowledge, all sorts of wisdom. It is, they mate for life. I can't believe this just happened. I'm sorry, folks. It's a message for you. Because I'm looking at the window as I'm doing this. Divine door. And right now, the masculine is closed. The door is closed. And it has nothing to do with you, feminine energy. And it really, truly doesn't. It has to do about them and overcoming this hurdle in their life. And they're going within. They're getting the answers. And they're really, truly trying to work on their self-worth. That's their heart space as of the moment. That's what's going on with them. What if they could say anything? What would they say? And I'm peeling away layers of my false self. Absolutely resonates with going within. Okay, they're peeling away that false sense of their self, and a lot of it has to do with that self-worth. I can't wait to explore the world together. So through all the hardship, you are the light for them. Truly, they're just sitting there fantasizing about the life, walking on the beach, hand in hand, making dinner together. There's so many things that they want to do with you, but they're just not ready yet. There is a new beginning. They're embarking on a new path of healing and restoring and recovering that self-worth. But they do always think of you. It doesn't stop. When we met, there was instant soul recognition. My soul is in soul shock. Yes, they're still in, so it's very complex, this journey. It's not a fairy tale. It's not Cinderella. It's not Romeo and Juliet. It is, I don't know. I did these cards. We both worked on them together. And that shock arouses an awakening within. And when you go through this awakening, all sorts of beauty occurs, but it's also very scary and frightening. And you go into the shock, the state of shock, and then you immediately awaken. And what is an awakening? It's just being awake. You notice, they're seeing the signs and the synchronicities, and I believe that hawk that just happened is a sign for you. So I haven't seen one for a while, and it just literally flew by. So beautiful. And they're seeing the signs and the synchronicities, and they know it's not a coincidence. And believe it or not, they're asking for signs or syncs because they wrestle with the same level of confusion as the feminine does. And they're like, is this all in my head? Like, I can't shake this feeling I have for this divine feminine. I can't, no matter what. And even when they were, if they were with some karmic interference, you were always in their heart. And they cannot get you out of their head. And I'll give you another example. Another example. My twin said the same thing. He's like, I couldn't, like, I don't know. He goes, I don't know what it was about you. He's like, he goes, I couldn't get you out of my head. Like, you were constantly there. And he goes, what is with this woman that I cannot get out? So they share the same love. They just show it differently. And it's beautiful. So what is the overall energy of this beautiful connection? So what I've done here, beautiful souls, is I've put all the cards back in the deck. And normally what I do is I put them over my heart and I do a prayer. And I do this every single time. And I ask for guidance. And the cards always resonate. And so this is the overall energy of the Twin Flame Collective. And again, I put all the cards back in the deck and did this prayer and then let them fall out the way that they may fall out. So this is the overall energy. So what I have up here is two beautiful messages for you to part with today. And this here is the overall energy, which we'll go over now. And challenges. So this resonates with everything. This is the overall energy. Both of you are going through some challenges as you end these toxic cycles. They're hurtful and it's causing pain. And some of it is just removing some toxic family. Unfortunately, you love them. We all... our natural being of human being is to love. And when there's just this force of like toxicity in your life, it's hard to push it away because there's legacy friendships, there's family. And the hardest thing to do sometimes is walk away from the people you love. But if they're not bringing the joy and peace and harmony and balance in your heart and in your life, it's time. You can do it lovingly and just say, no offense, I want to be by myself. I'm just working on myself. You can always do it in a loving way, but there are definitely some challenges, and it's for both. Absolutely. The masculine is going through some challenges with this, overcoming this deep betrayal, the self-worth, overcoming this anger, and really truly feminine energy. Would you want that anger because you're not really deserving of it? They're not angry at you per se, but they need to deal with that ego and get over that anger because you're not deserving of the anger that comes from somewhere else. And that's always for your own protection. Ghosted. So I don't know why this occurs or why this happens. When you go into, when you go your separate ways on Earth in the 3D world, there generally is no communication. I know that for my case. I know everyone is different. Everyone's genetic blueprint is different. Some of you may have like this, communication, So you start off very strong, and then what happens is one starts pulling away slowly. So the communication gets less and less and less until it's non-existent. And it's like, what happened here? Am I like loving a ghost? This person doesn't even exist? Where did they go? I didn't do anything. We had the most beautiful connection, and now it's gone. And sometimes you just feel like you're loving a ghost, and you don't appreciate the ghosting. When you love someone and you have that soul bond into the inner depths of your core, and it just disappears. It's like I was in love with a ghost or what? And the ghosting is not a nice thing, but just know it's a necessary thing. You have to do what you're meant to do. Soulmates. I'm a little bit different here. I resonate soulmates with twin flames. And again, there's no twin flame university out there. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's how you resonate. And I get a little annoyed when out there, there's people out there that think they know everything. As I said, our blueprint is different. Our DNA is different. So our journeys are not going to be exactly the same. Nor is our path. And I always resonate twin flame, soulmates, fated connections. And it's just, it's a very, very beautiful love. And if you have feedback for me personally, certainly send me an email. I'll gladly oblige. I just ask that you don't disrupt the energy of the channel. Twin flame, soulmates. It's a beautiful love. It's a friendship. It's all sorts of things. One thing I will say is sometimes there's confusion between soulmates and twin flames. And twin flame is a very, very, very deep, unexplainable love. And why is it unexplainable? Because as beings, we're third dimensional energetic beings. And the soul is not visible, nor is it understandable. We can spend thousands of years trying to understand the soul of the human body, and I don't think anyone has unraveled that scientifically. The only one that can unravel the soul is God. So you may be just embarking on this journey, and you may be referencing your twin. Oh, is my soulmate? It's far greater than that. And when the words and the wisdom is meant to come, it will. And that hawk to me just signifies spiritual acceleration and knowledge and wisdom. It truly does. So something is coming to you with great force now, today. And I love it. And third-party blocks. So there's definitely some third-party blocks, but I feel like with the messages earlier, you're removing those blocks, you're coming into that inner wisdom, and you're knowing what you need to remove. It's very delicate. It's very tough. And just to give you insight, again, I'm merely just a messenger here. I want you to find the light. I truly do. Some get caught in this vortex, in this rabbit hole. I had a family member living with me for a number of months, and it was completely toxic. They had a girlfriend, and it was just constant fighting. And I just delicately said, you need to find another place. I also had a friend of 37 years, toxic, drama, and it just full of judgment. And again, I just said, I need to work on myself. So as much as you love, you really need to realize, are they serving a purpose in your life, or are they just causing disarray and destruction? Because if they are, you have to remove that block. Trust me. And it's tough, and when you get through it all and you find the light of each other, but most importantly, the light within yourself, you're free. So just dig deep. And lastly, the first chakra is the root chakra. It's Archangel Michael, number 35, however you resonate. The root chakra is located at the base of the spine. It forms our foundation, governs our understanding, grounding, connectedness to the physical world. So I feel like there's a lot of connectedness, a lot of grounding going on. You're balancing the energy, and it's beautiful, and I love it all so much. So that's grounding. Okay, so I'll just put that one up there. Walking away. I love this card. It's number 27. It's walking away from these third-party blocks, the karmic toxicity. You're both doing it simultaneously. You're triggering that in each other because you want to come to each other. And as I said, you're moving mountains and, you know, and I don't know, parting the ocean, so to speak, to get to each other. And I love it. And I love this one so much. So what I did, just so you know, beautiful souls, is I stopped the camera, I put the cards back in, did the prayer, and let them fall out again. And so I alluded to earlier that there was a hawk that flew by, and a hawk is like the wisdom and spiritual knowledge. And this card fell out after I saw the hawk. And this is the 6th chakra, and this is the ground chakra. And it was located at the top of the head, which you can see. And it governs the pineal gland and the upper brain. And when developed, it brings us knowledge, wisdom, understanding, spiritual connection, and bliss. So absolutely, I love it. Spiritual connection and bliss. And you're just doing wonderfully. And lastly, number 50, the angel of strength. And I feel that this how I resonate this is that some of you need that strength. The lion represents courage right here, and you're getting the strength and the courage. And how? From your inner, from you. You're the one doing it. You're the one giving the strength and the courage to move forward. That all comes within oneself. And that comes within oneself when you gain that wisdom and knowledge. And when you get that, and you get this sense of bliss, this light, this very bliss is happiness. Like you're smiling for no reason. And I went through that a lot. Like you can get to bliss and then you can get back to darkness. It's so what are the beautiful messages today? Again, I just let these two fall out. Why am I picking 2? Because my beloved birth number is 2 and mine is 4. So I'm just kind of changing things up. Wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Exactly. If you rush into it, there's a little bit of healing work that still needs to be done with the masculine energy, because they're angry right now and they're pissed off at the world. And again, I can't believe this came out with the feminine energy balance. Love is not always about agreeing for just the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and supports and challenges. So that's exactly it. Balance, balance, balance. You have to have that healthy balance, and there are going to be some challenges, and you just have to overcome those challenges with faith. Love it. Next loving message for you beautiful souls is you are who you are because of your history. All of it has helped you grow in love and wisdom. Every experience has blessed you in some way. Embrace the past. Forgive anything that needs forgiving. Very, very, very important. Because if you harbor the bitterness of the past, it only harbors you and nobody else, truly. Be better, not bitter, and just let the past go and forgive and move on. That could be your block as well. And lastly, you are a beautiful and sensitive soul. Love's objective is to help you remember who you truly are, an eternal being of light on a path of ever greater love. Absolutely true. This is ever greater love. It's a pathway to light. Just know that each day we have darkness and each day we have light. And when the night is over, the morning comes. So darkness is not intended to be forever. It's intended to be there to teach you and get to that everlasting light and eternal love. So that's what I have for you today, beautiful souls. Again, if any of this resonates, kindly hit the notification bell, like, sub, comment. We love to hear your comments. Have a beautiful day.